Hello my good smelling friends, Ify here with another fragrance review. It's going to be more of an actual refill than review because this is one of those fragrances when I find it, I want to share it with you because it's very good and I'm pretty much sure that you are going to love it as well. Why? Because it has a very affordable price. Come on, it's very inexpensive. It has a great smell and it is long lasting. I mean, it performs well. It's not all about the longevity. When you talk about performance, it's also about projection. So it has an overall good performance. I mean, I will say great performance. For the price, everything is good about this fragrance for its price. I'm talking of course about one of the fragrances I mentioned in my top 12 best bang for the buck fragrances. It's Christian Lacroix Bazar Pour Homme. Okay guys, even the presentation of this fragrance is nice. It's not something spectacular, but it feels nice. It doesn't feel cheap and it really doesn't feel as cheap as the fragrance is. I mean the cost. I'm revealing this fragrance to you right now, first of all because I just discovered it, and second because it is best to be worn during this time of the year when the high heat is out. So the official notes for the fragrance are the following. Top notes: we have melon, we have grapefruit, we have yuzu, and we have lavender. Middle notes: we have caraway, we have cedarwood, and we have fir resin. And base notes: we have amber, sandalwood, and oak moss. Now that we got the official notes out of the way, what do I actually get from the fragrance? The melon note in the top. I know I was expecting it to be a more prominent, but I don't think I ever smelled a prominent note of melon in any fragrance. So the melon note in here, it does what it usually does. It just gives the fragrance like a slightly sweet, fruity opening. That's it. But then we get the grapefruit. That's the most prominent top note. We have a little bit of citrus as well because of the yuzu, but the grapefruit is the most prominent top note. But seconds away after you spray the fragrance, you instantly get something from the middle notes, and that's the fir resin, which gives the fragrance this breezy, fresh mountain breeze effect. It's like a pine tree effect, green and breezy. And this smell will stick for about half an hour like this. And gradually, as we go even deeper into the dry down, this pine mountain breezy effect will diminish, but it will still give the fragrance a slight green effect. And the fragrance will start becoming aquatic. It will turn into a salty, smooth aquatic fragrance. And here it will pick up on some similarities to other popular fragrances such as Bulgari Aqua. This, I would say, this has a slightly more sweeter smell, and it is a more clean aquatic, when this one is salty aquatic. They are not clones. I mean, they are not very similar. This is not a clone, but I can pick up a similarity. Also in the opening, the green and citrusy aspect of the fragrance remind me a bit of Lanvin's Oxygène. But again, not a clone, not very similar. This is the most surprising fact about this fragrance to me, because I've been through so many clones, is the fact that at this price point, this can still be an individual fragrance, you know, something genuine. Okay, it might be inspired of something, but it's not very similar to anything out there. It's just a standalone fragrance. This doesn't have the cheapy smell. This has the designer smell. And to perform like this was on my skin for at least 8 hours. And all this time, even though this is a summer scent, so it's going to be subtle, I was able to pick it up for the rest of the day. And 2 days later, after going to my wardrobe, I was getting whiffs of the fragrance, and it was coming from the color of my shirt that I wore that day. I think that for its price, this fragrance is great, and I think it can be considered like the next Nautica Voyage, without that prominent apple note, without that overpowering strength, but because it is a cheapie and it is a freshie with a very good lasting power and projection, I think that as an overall summer cheapie, this can be considered like the next Nautica Voyage. I'm really surprised that nobody yet has given this fragrance a proper praise, but I hope I'll do so by mentioning it more and more. So guys, please leave a comment below. Have you experienced this fragrance? What do you think about it? Is it as good as I believe it is, as I consider it to be? And as usual guys, and until the next video, keep smelling great.